Jim Holley, Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. Well, I'm here with the man, the five-time world motocross champion and the team manager of the KTM Red Bull race team. The man that I think is most instrumental on those two wins that Dungey's had this year in 2012, Roger DeCoster. I got to ask you, first of all, how is Ryan Dungey doing?
He is real frustrated right now. You know, he's feeling healthy except for his collarbone, and he cannot race. You know how that feels. You know, I'm sure you've been in that situation yourself. And
it's hard. I mean, like you said, you know, you know that you can win these things, and you're just sitting at home healing up. But I got to ask you, will you bring him back to Supercross, or is it all about just getting prepared for the outdoors with Dungey now?
We're gonna wait for when he goes back to the doctor. They're gonna take some X-rays on I believe on the 3rd of April, and then make a decision. But I like to see him come back, at least catch maybe the last 3 or something.
I got to ask you, here in Toronto, this is Marvin Musquin, the last ride for him on that 350. He's been putting in some good rides, a 4th at Daytona. Ken Roczen, on the other hand, last week I thought he let one get away from him.
Yeah, he should have had that race, but I think he had a little brain fade there and made a little mistake. And it was an area where actually a lot of riders went down, and he was probably not focused enough on that spot, you know, and made a little mistake.
Let me ask you this, when the East Coast guys finish up in New Orleans, will we see Ken Roczen on that West Coast on that 350 that Marvin Musquin's riding?
I don't know. It's there's only a couple events, and he probably is going to want to do it, but we have not decided yet, and I think we need to focus on getting ready for outdoors.
How do you get a guy remotivated, you know, after last weekend, a guy like Ken Roczen that makes a little bit of an error? And I know this week in Toronto he's battling an illness now. You know, what do you tell a guy like that?
You know, I'm sure I won't have to tell him much. I'm sure he's himself feeling like you know, he needs to make things right and make up for last week. And he wants to win, and he knows it's possible. You know, he has the capability of doing it. And like we said last week, with the, you know, looked like everything was going his way until he made that little mistake.
All right, we heard it from Roger DeCoster, the team manager over at the KTM Red Bull team. Hopefully Ken Roczen can come away with his first win of 2012 here in Toronto, and we'll have to see what the doctor says on the outcome of Ryan Dungey, if he's going to return to the last few rounds of Supercross.